and thumb through and see, oh, this is, where I am and what I need to do next. Another thing I really love are vision boards. If you've ever seen a vision board, these are so much fun. So you can do these with your children. My children all have a vision board. You can do these with your spouse, your date. You can do them for fun with a girls' night out. You can do it however you'd like. But, basically, this is a really wonderful way to tell your subconscious what your goals are, because we have a subconscious and a conscious mind, and we need them to kind of come together. We need a sublet where we're really working your subconscious with your conscious mind. And if you put a vision board up, it's telling your subconscious mind every time you pass it. You don't even have to look straight at it. It can be out of your peripheral vision. You put a vision board, it's basically a poster board with whatever picture of your goals you would like, however that looks to you. After you make your goals, you put pictures of it, whether it be the house you want, the car you want, the job you want, anything that depicts, traveling, like maybe a picture of Greece or whatever it is that you like. And every time you pass it, whether you're looking at it or thinking about it consciously or not, you're going to see it and subconsciously really pick up on it. So that's another tool that I love to teach people about, and there's a specific way to do this, and there are even ways to use feng shui in all of this. And so I incorporate all of that. I can't wait to work with more people. Give me a call. Let me know if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, weekly, bi-weekly, even every month. And again, my website is at the bottom of the screen, but for those who are just listening, it's AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com. You can also reach me on Tiny Queendom Medium on Instagram, and you can follow me there, and also Anna Olson Intuitive on Facebook. So I am excited to do a online live reading now with Stephanie from South Australia. How are you tonight, Stephanie?
Good, thank you.
Good. I'm glad to hear from you.
Yep.
So what is it that you'd like to look at tonight, or what is it that you would like to focus on, or is there a question you'd like to ask Spirit?
Just a brief, yeah, I don't really know. Just something, yeah, general reading, what the future has in the future and all that kind of stuff.
Sure. You'd like a general reading, so you just like me to ask Spirit what Spirit would like to say to you now?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to take out some cards. I have a lovely deck. It's called the Good Tarot deck, and it has some beautiful pictures. I'm going to put those up to the screen for the people who are watching the video, and then I can just describe it for the people who are listening. So first of all, I'm going to pull a past, and then I'm going to pull a present and a future card for you. They're all usually kind of tied together. And the first one that I'm getting is actually the Hanged Man. And this is the number 12, if that means anything to you. But the Hanged Man, I'm going to show this for our viewers on the video. The Hanged Man is showing basically somebody upside down. It's really just like your world has been turned upside down a little bit in the past. Now this is near past. It's not too long ago, but this is still past. And this is depicting, of course, the end of a chapter in your life and the beginning of a new chapter in your life. It could be the end of a job. Could be that you finish school. It could be the beginning of a new relationship. So does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask what it was that recently happened? That would be the ending of a chapter for you?
Recently broke up with my partner.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. So you had a breakup with a partner recently?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So, I always put I always tell people that I'm sorry that they went through that, because I know it's difficult work, but at the same time, I try to remember this is all moving in the right direction. And that's really what Spirit wants me to tell you, is that people come in and out of our lives, and sometimes our partners have to come and go to teach both parties the most possible in that moment. So that's really what Spirit is pointing to here, that these are seasons that come and go, and even though each partner is very special, important in our lives, especially as our greatest teachers, that it is for a reason, and that the reason is always to teach and for both parties to learn. So, the present card here that I'm getting, it's a feeling of starting over. It's the Eight of Water, and I'm seeing a woman here on this card. She's kind of looking out into the distance over the ocean. She kind of has like a chest of money. It could be limited resources. It could be that she has a lot. It just really is like her looking out over the beach, over the horizon, and she's kind of trying to decide the next step. Like, where do I go from here? Feeling very, like, what do I do now?
Yep.
Yeah. And basically that's what I'm getting for you, is that this is growth in the right direction, but this is a time where it's a little bit isolating and lonely, and really trying to decide what the next step may be. And then we have the future card, which is the Fool. And I see that there's a woman who is very spiritual. She's blowing a horn. It's like an angel's trumpet, kind of. It looks kind of like an angel's trumpet. And she's got this angelic spiritual way about her. We're looking at the number 0, which also is a point back to the eternal, which is spirituality. And this is the Fool card, but we don't ever say that with tarot that it means that somebody is actually a fool. What it's depicting is going back to innocence, and really a way of starting out new and getting your things in order in a way that will be new to you, but it'll be a fresh start. So that's basically what we have there. So, I mean, what I'm seeing for the spirituality here is that this is a really great step for spirituality, really great step for spiritual growth, and a really lovely way of, for the most part, growing spiritually. So it looks like that person's phone battery died, but if you're still listening, Stephanie, really what Spirit wants you to know is that this is a step in the right direction. It's a really great, really great experience, actually. When we go through a breakup, it feels really terrible at the time, and we want to try to avoid them if possible. But since they are sometimes unavoidable, what I'm seeing is that you're definitely going to be able to have an immense spiritual growth with this and really start over. So too bad we lost her. I love to get calls from out of the country, but I don't know, maybe we'll get her back and we can patch her back in for a few minutes. I hope. If not, that's okay. But I can just go a little bit more on the coaching that I do, and also I want to tell you this, because I also mix readings in with the life coaching, and you would not believe what happens. Like, you'd have to experience it, because each person and each experience is different. And I'm so excited about this work, because when I really start working with people and I really start getting their deepest desires for, like, their life and their goals, and then we start asking Spirit how to get there the quickest and how to really just source what it is that they need, these amazing things start happening, such as getting a sign at just the right time, or I'll be out and I'll be going to dinner with my husband or my children, and what we talked about earlier that day will come up 3 times while I'm out. Or like the last time I did my show, for instance, it's similar to this, where I was talking to this woman about her uncle who had passed, and he was coming through, and he sent her a message that he will communicate with her in nature because he loved nature and camping, apparently. We found that out through the birds of prey. So eagles or owls, or, you know, these big birds and things. So I was out hiking with my boys, and we were kind of checking out our new neighborhood, and lo and behold, this big, beautiful owl comes flying right in front of us, very low, and it was the most beautiful owl I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen one like that before. It was these beautiful light beige, white, and brown colors, and it just looked, I mean, I may have seen one on National Geographic, I don't know, but it was just absolutely beautiful. So I, you know, love this work. I promise this magical, beautiful world of the spirit world will open up for you. It's beautiful, it's pristine, it's gorgeous, it's good, it's peaceful. It enriches the lives of everybody who comes in contact with it, because we do it on a level of love and above. When we work on this, we're working on things that are of the nature of spirit, and the nature of what people call either spirit, chi, the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit. These are the things that are going to enrich your life, no fail, every time. You will get the answers that you need. That's why I'm so excited about this work. And one of the things that COVID has really brought into my life and the life of my clients is really working on the life coaching a little bit more, and really the spiritual mode of things. So that's really been fun for me and my clients, and I've really seen just so much progress. I'm so excited about it. So again, my website's Anna Olson Intuitive. I'm at Tiny Queendom Medium on Instagram. I've got my small little account there. If you'd like to contact me there, you can. You can message me there or follow me there. And then I have Anna Olson Intuitive on Facebook, and not on social media all that much anymore, but I promise I will check my messages and get back to you if you need me. Otherwise, all my contact info is at annaolsonintuitive.com. That's 2 N's in Anna, Olsen. So I would also love to do a reading for you. I do medium readings. I do regular life path readings. And can I just say, like, I'm very accurate. We do these readings and people are excited. People are ecstatic. They hear from their loved ones. We nip it in the bud. Spirit tells me exactly what they need to hear every time. And I just cannot stress enough how much fun it is and how great it is and what great progress people get from it. Good things just start happening in their lives. And I hear it over and over and over again. We get new relationships where people are moving to other countries with their new spouse, or people just are so relieved to hear from a past brother or a past mother, father, uncle. And we're laughing, we're belly laughing. It can be a lot of fun, and every single one is different and every single one is special. So I cannot wait to talk to you. Give me a call or email me or message me. I can't wait to hear from you, and I can't wait to talk to you. I just wish you the best week, and I thank you so much for watching. And I'll be here again next week, Thursday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's my time. 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. That'd be like New York, or, you know, over there. So have a great night, and I will see you next week. God bless.
are Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Third Wish with Arno. Live from the thirdwish.net.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is the Third Wish
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everyone, I am Arno with the Third Wish. Thank you so much for joining me today again on this show. I got so many great feedback from last week's show, and I'm so excited to go ahead and continue this journey with you. You can find me at thethirdwish.net or also on my Patreon page /thethirdwish. You can find there a number of documents and videos and tips to help you with all the great things you want to manifest in your life. So just recommending you that you get on my website or my Patreon page. We do have a great show today that is planned. I wanted to talk a little bit about something new. We talked about the moon last week and the full moon and the new moon and all the relationships and the different energies around the moon. So this week we'll be switching a little bit more. We'll be talking about the sun energy and the differences between the light and the dark. One of the big events that's coming up next week is actually the equinox. And so we'll be talking a little bit about what that means in terms of difference of symbols and energies. And also towards the end of the show, I will give you a ritual, an easier ritual that you can do at home to welcome the energies of the equinox. But we'll also be taking some calls. We have a couple callers on the line where I will be doing a reading for them. And also, like every week, I will have a reading for every single one of you right after that, where I do have some cards prepared from the tarot where you can pick and choose and see what type of energies around you at the moment. So we have a lot of fun coming up in this show. So the equinox, that was my topic this week. Next week, September 22nd, we'll be in the northern hemispheres, the fall equinox. So we have a number of callers and friends actually from the southern hemispheres in Australia, New Zealand, who will be experiencing the spring equinox. Those are very similar energies from the point of view that they bring, the balance into space. The equinox is that moment where the sun aligns with the equator in such a way that when we reach that day, which will be September 22nd, we have a perfect balance between the number of hours of light and the number of hours of darkness and night. And so it brings a very interesting energy in terms of the crossroad, the gate that we get through, the ability to put things in balance in our life, with difference between the fall and the spring, which we'll talk about towards the end of the show. But it is really about that balance, celebrating that moment, that gate we're going to pass through, and what types of energies of balance, of power we want to use for our own advantage, but also recognize that is in the universe all around us and how to make the best use of it. So I will leave you with that right now, but we will talk in a little bit later of the types of rituals and the type of manifestations we can do around either the fall equinox or the spring equinox. So before we get to that, I think we do have a caller on the line, and it is Amy in Westminster, Massachusetts. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. How can I help you today?
I was just looking for like a general reading, like love reading, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how it works.
Yes, it does work. Let me pull a couple cards, and I will tell you what I see for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Just a minute. Amy, I think the energy that I feel around you is the one that you have come from a phase of where you're really not sure about where things were going. It was a little bit unstable for a while. You had a number of questions, and then somehow you are managing to find or look for a place of stability. And I think it's an important aspect that you're looking for right now. And no matter what area of your life you're looking at, I would tell you that the next 6 months are going to be much more stable and calm than the previous 6 months. You will definitely find that Zen factor or that peace of mind that you've been looking for a while. And I also do see a man around you that will help you also get to that point. So maybe my first question back at you is that does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Yes. Is there any area you would like to discuss a little bit more so I can go a little bit deeper into the reading?
I don't know. I've just been like single for a little bit and just don't know where to go. So I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know.
Yeah, it is funny. Yes, it's funny you mentioned that because I do see a man in the future, and it popped up very clearly. So I think this is part of the message for you, where I think you've been looking for a while indeed, and there is someone coming, I would say before the end of the year, and that is someone that you will really enjoy this partner, this new relationship for you, where you will feel at peace and at ease, and you will be amazed how everything will just flow through. And so I think this is going to be a very nice time for you, especially with the holidays coming.
I hope so. I hope so. How about
Yes.
job? Anything with my job or job
Yeah.
work? Anything like that?
Do you have a job at the moment?
Or I do have a job.
Okay. Just give me a second. I will look into what's going on with your job.
Thank you.
Yeah, what I'm getting around your job is that um, it's kind of one of those jobs that seems to pay the bills for you, but you're not necessarily getting maybe the fun or the excitement out of it. You are looking for something that may be more meaningful to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes.
What I do see with this job is that I actually see that there's going to be quite a bit of work coming your way. Maybe because yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it feels very busy at the moment. Something that I can tell you that maybe make you feel a little bit better about the situation is that it seems like towards the end of the year, your job's going to enable you to meet different people, to go to different places, to have a little bit of a new social network. And so that I think will be very positive.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good.
Yes, yes, I might well say that it is very well possible that through this job, through the fact that you're opening with the job is opening up to new things and new circles, this could be one of the way you meet this new person coming in your life. So keep an eye on it. I think it has very good potential for the future.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anything else, Amy?
No, I mean, no, I'm okay. I was just more wondering about my relationship status. Some kind of, a lost puppy, I'd say.
Yeah, yes. Don't worry too much. Something's in the works, and it's gonna flow through much better than you would believe. You will be amazed how easy and fun things are gonna be in the next couple months. So hang in there. There's some very good things coming for you.
I have actually one more question.
Sure.
Anything about like my family? We have like this situation going on, not so good. Do you see anything happening with that?
Yeah. Let me look into that. Yeah. It does look like there's a number of, I would say, even fights and arguments, and people are not really playing nice here. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, very much so.
I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna last for a little bit, but I would say when you get to the next year, there is definitely a resolution that's coming up, that will feel that things are going to get more organized, and my guides are insisting on the word organized, because it feels like it's an issue at the moment that things are not organized a certain way. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. It will come, but I would just say be ready for the next 3 months are not going to be easy. It's going to be a little bit more of the same. So hang in there. But after that, after we get to the New Year's, you'll be much more happy with where things are.
Good to know. Good to hear.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. And we have our next caller, Lena in Palmetto, Florida. Hi, Lena.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I am good. How can I help you?
I'm not sure. I just.
Hello, Lena. I think we lost you a little bit.
Hello? Yes.
What question would you like? Is it Yes, I can hear you. You might want a general reading?
Yeah, just like a general. Like, I don't really have anything.
Sure. Let me look into this. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Well, Lena, I think you've been facing a number of obstacles lately. I think there's a number of projects that you would like to get through, and it feels like it's difficult. It feels like you're running into problems, sometimes new problems, sometimes more of the same. You feel a little bit stuck for different places in your life. It doesn't make sense to you.
What do you mean? Like a lot of like problems?
Yes. For example, projects you would like to pursue, or goals.
Oh, like there's a lot of like projects that I'm trying to do like at the moment. Like a lot of things that I'm like trying to start and everything. Like it's like I try to finish one thing and then I'm trying to start another, and it's just like a couple different things that I'm trying to do all at once.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It feels to me that there's a number of projects that you wanted to start that you can't get through. There's a number of new obstacles that came your way that you can't really get to the finish line, is what I'm getting. Now looking out, looking out, it looks much better. it looks like for the next 3 months, you're going to have to deal with smaller things, smaller issues here and there. But when you get to January to March, you are going to be in a much, much better situation. Things are going to be stable. And so you're going to be feeling, okay, I landed somewhere and I feel good where I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have something specific you would like me to look into?
Do I have any specific? I'm sorry. What?
Any more specific question you'd like to deep dive into?
I don't know. The phone keeps breaking up really bad.
Yes. Sorry. I hope that you got my general message about kind of where you are at the moment, and most importantly, the importance of the next year and how things are going to get much, much better in the next year. So I would probably leave with that.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to see if things are going to change, because I mean, things there's been a lot of difficult things that just keep happening. It's one thing after another. And it's I can't get anything started or finished without something happening to stop anything that's trying to go forward. And it's just
exactly.
It's everything being really, really bad.
Yeah, I do see that, Tina, but I want you to believe and have faith, because what's coming for you, it's not going to be, the next couple months not going to be as difficult, and when you get to 2021, I promise you it's going to feel much lighter on you.
Okay, I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. And since now we've been into the readings, I think we could continue and do a reading for every single one of you. This is the time. And so as we are getting into the northern hemisphere here into fall, which I'm going to talk a little bit, I wanted to do this reading using 3 fruits or vegetables, 3 harvests for the season. And I will be asking you to pick one of them, and I will tell you what the meaning is for every single one of it. So the 3 that I have for you today are the apple, the pumpkin, or the corn. And so just tune into the energy of one of those 3. Is it the apple, the pumpkin, or the corn? So I'll let you pick one. I think you should have one by now. If you pick the apple, the energy and the card associated and the message for you this week is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is a very strong energy. It is talking about the universe or God giving you this magic wand. And it can be for your own use to manifest power and truth and any new energy you want to start at this moment. You know that you have this magic wand. The fire is with you, and it's up to you to make things happen. You're in this unique moment where anything you want to start and get through will happen, and you're going to be amazed about the results. And so, very strong energy. I'm inviting you to use it for your own good and start, create, start, enjoy the process. It will be an amazing ride. If you picked the pumpkin, the cards associated is the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands, an amazing card as well. It's also a very strong energy. We are talking here about things accelerating, things moving very, very fast. And you should be really, really happy, because if you were like the previous caller where things were stuck, this is one of those energies around you where things are going to go very fast and accelerating. And so be ready for the ride. It's going to go fast. It's going to go far. And it can also, with this card, be about air travel. I don't know if you're planning to do a trip, but there is something about making a trip, of going somewhere. And so I just want you to know that. Last but not least, if you pick the corn, the card associated is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a position of power. The King of Swords is the position of ideas. Is also about authority. And so if you pick that card, if you pick that energy, it means that you are moving to a place where now the wheel has turned, the power shifted towards you, and you're now on the throne in a position of power. And so I am asking you, the message this week is, what are you going to do with this power? You now have authority. You now have you can do whatever you want. You're the king or the queen. You have that power, and you can start new projects. You can make some decisions. You can stop. It is all with you. You are coming up as an authority, and use that authority to your advantage. This is your time. A very interesting comment I wanted to make is all those cards this week, and I think it should resonate with everyone, is that are about fast forward, are about creation. And so I think it's an interesting time. We've been stuck for obviously a number of reasons. We had the COVID and the virus and the pandemic. I am really getting this sense here that the energy is shifting drastically, and now it's time for us to get unstuck and move forward. It is not a surprise those two scholars had the same issues. They were really trying to move some projects ahead, and they were not being able to get them through. Both of them got that same answer. It is moving forward. It's going to take 3-6 months, but it is moving forward. I want all of you to know that. So I leave you with that. So let's get back now to our theme today. The theme is the equinox. Next week, on September 22nd, it will be the fall equinox in the north, and the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere. And so this equinox, I talk a little bit about how it is about balance. It is about managing two different energies, the light and the dark. And so the first thing to know and to celebrate is that when on Tuesday we are getting through this gate, like the Lion's Gate we went through on August 8th, when we get to this gate, this is a moment to acknowledge the light in our life and the shadow in our life, and we should be appreciative of both. It is the time to say thank you, and it is a time to let go. Those are equally important. For the fall equinox, we are really talking about harvesting. We went through the summer, we planted our seeds in the spring, and then now is the time to harvest. We went through the summer, and now is the time to harvest. And so how are we going to do that? So what I suggest is that you actually create a small altar in your home. It could be on a table, a side table, a coffee table, on the top of a furniture, a desk. And you put a cloth on it, and you will be celebrating the equinox. In this case, we'll be talking about, the fall. And so what are the things that you can put there? It would be, for example, the fruits and vegetables that we talked about, the pumpkin, the corn, the apples. Apples are very sacred. When you cut the apple in half, you can see with the seeds the pentagram and the sacred geometry inside the apple when you cut it in half. But also tools and objects that you would use if you were to harvest. So we're talking about a scythe, we're talking about a basket, that sort of leaves, eventually, that sort of energy. So you're going to put all that into an altar, and you are going to be adding anything you want that's related to the seasons or related to that balance. So, for example, one way to address the balance would be to put a white candle and a black candle, and burning the white and the black candle at the same time to create this element of balance. So when you do that, you can really easily write your petition, meaning what do you expect? What do you expect about this season? What do you expect to manifest? What are you trying to harvest here? And then a few words on the opposite side, same process, but if it's spring where you are, you will repeat the exact same thing, but you would also change the elements that you put on the altar. For example, seeds and fruits and berries and flowers, potentially milk and honey. You see, that energy is a little bit different. You would still put the two candles, because when you come to spring, whether it's coming up next week or it's coming up in March, you would actually look for that balance as well. But with the spring energy, you're actually looking forward. What do you want the summer season to bring? What do you want to harvest towards the fall? And so that's something that you really want to achieve. And so think about it. I really hope that you go ahead and build these mini altars, or those altars if you want to do a very big one and fancy one, and then potentially organize the meals with your family and friends and family to celebrate next week this gate and this ritual of passage through the gate of the equinox. So I hope that was really helpful to you. I wanted to remind you of my page. Its website is thethirdwish.net, or my Patreon page /thethirdwish, where I share so many videos and blog posts and tips to bring more that manifestation into your life. You see there how to create some rituals, how to potentially bring using jars to create manifestations and rituals around love and money and protection. Lots of tips. Obviously, I will keep telling you those tips in the show, but you can find them on the site as well. We're here to manifest and get through the gate. So wanted to thank every single one of you for this show, and I am more than happy and excited to see you again next week. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites.
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Your Time to Shine
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. I hope this finds you well and doing good with everything going on, and that you're having a fantastic week. So I found myself a lot this week feeling overwhelmed and going from highs to lows, and wasn't sure why. Anybody else out there feeling like this right now? And you seem to be on an emotional roller coaster. Well, trust me, you're not the only one out there feeling that right now, because there's so much going on in the world, and we've got this energetic thing going on. I know astrology-wise, we've got a lot going on that's really bringing a lot of energies and a lot of things forward for us. And that's just adding to everything that's going on right now. So especially for you out there who are empaths, and there's so many of us out there. And so you're asking maybe, what is an empath? So an empath is somebody who feels everything very deeply. You feel other people's emotions. You can feel the world. When the world is in mourning, you're in mourning. When the world is in joy, you're in joy. And you're taking it all on, and you're taking it all on as your own. And you don't even realize it, because empaths, just by nature, that's what we do. We take it on. We're the healers. We're the givers. We are the light workers of the world. And that is what we do. We take these energies on and we transmute them. But sometimes we don't know how to release them, and we take them on as ours. And then we wonder, why are we feeling the way we're feeling? And that's exactly where I found myself this week. And actually, even just this afternoon, I texted a coworker of mine and I said, man, I'm feeling really overwhelmed. And it took a few minutes for me to actually stop and think about that statement. But then when I did, I went, wait a minute, maybe this isn't mine. And so I stopped and I thought about that for a little bit. And actually, a lot of it was not. I was taking on the energies that were coming around me and taking them on as my own. And so that's one of the biggest things that we have to be aware of as empaths, is to not take those energies and those feelings on and own them. We have to release them back. Now, if you've listened to my show at all, we've talked about little bits and pieces of being an empath in past shows and what that looks like. One of my favorite examples of being an empath is you are driving in the car. You're not thinking about anything. You're just driving in the car. Maybe you're listening to some music, and all of a sudden you get this urge that you really want a cheeseburger. Out of nowhere, out of the blue, you're all of a sudden craving a cheeseburger, and you think, wow, I wonder if there's somewhere around here I can stop and get a cheeseburger. I'm really hungry for one. Wow. But if you were to stop for a minute and think about that and ask, is this mine? You might find that it really was somebody else's. It could have been someone driving by in a car. right? And you just picked up on their energy. So if you want to find out if something is yours or not, ask, wait a minute, this feeling of wanting a cheeseburger, is this mine? And you can feel it in your body. You can feel it, or maybe you just intuitively know, no, I'm not a person that likes cheeseburgers. I don't know why I'm thinking about a cheeseburger. Some people will actually feel it in their bodies. Sometimes it will be a feeling of of lightness, of airiness. Maybe you'll feel butterflies in your stomach. That maybe something just shifts and you think, no, that's, that I don't want a cheeseburger, right? So when you feel those feelings, and you think, is this mine? And if you get that light and airy feeling, yeah, well, that might be yours. But if it's not, if you get kind of maybe a pit in your stomach, or all of a sudden you feel heaviness, that's an indication that it's not yours. And you simply say, thank you, and return to sender with love, right? What that does is it just sends that energy back to where it came from, not in a malicious or hurtful way, just to release it from you so that you can get back to where you should be in your normal state, right? So when you're in that overwhelm, like this afternoon when I just even couldn't think straight and I was overwhelmed at the amount of stuff that was coming at me all at once at work today, that's when you have to take a step back. You get up and you leave and take a 5-minute break, 5-minute time out, really. Go find a quiet place. A lot of us are working from home right now, and so we end up finding ourselves in the same spot of the same house or your apartment, wherever you're at, day after day after day. You've got to really carve out like a sacred space in your home. Maybe it's outside on your porch. Maybe it's in your bedroom. For those of you who have kids, maybe it's the bathroom. You shut the door and you lock the door, and you're there for 5 minutes. 5 minutes to just not think about anything. Do some deep breathing. I like to do 4 deep breaths in. So I breathe in and I count to 4. I hold my breath for 2, and then I slowly release for 4. And I just do that a few times to kind of calm the breathing, to get my body back into a natural flow, a natural rhythm. Another thing you can do is you can just close your eyes and you can simply concentrate on your breath in and out. And with every breath in, you count 1. Every breath in, 2. And you just keep counting up to 10, maybe 15. And just that little bit of your mind to relax, to let go of all the chaos and all the noise is enough to reset you and charge you again to where you can go back and figure out where it was that you left off and pick it back up again. So checking in, is this mine? If you get no, release it and return to sender with love. Take a step away and find your breath. Really concentrate on your breath in and out and see how your body is reacting to the breathing in and breathing out. Concentrating on that releases everything else in our minds and helps us refocus our attention on things that are really important, which is us, and maintaining our health, maintaining our self-care, which is the biggest thing that you can do. So when you get overwhelmed, when you start feeling like you're having these overwhelming emotions and you think, why am I having this? 5 minutes ago I was laughing and now I'm crying. What's going on? Check in and see if it's yours. Step away from what you're doing and release your mind and get quiet. All these things will help with a little bit of that empathic overload that we're all feeling right now. So try it out and see how it works for you. I'd love to know. Connect with me over on my Facebook pages. You can reach me at Julie Yeager Walker Medium, or your time to shine. I'd be interested to see how this works for you over the next week, because for me, find it very, very useful. It's a perfect tool for all of us out there who really feel everything out there going on in the world. All right. With that, we're going to head over to the phone lines. And right now we have Becky in Montezuma, Indiana. Good evening, Becky. Welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I've been anxiously waiting for the call. I appreciate your time and energy.
Absolutely. What can we do for you tonight?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, what is it that you do you have a question for us tonight?
Well, oh gosh, I have a few questions. I don't, do you, and I know some don't, but do you have a problem with answering health questions?
I can do my best to answer health questions. I am going to put a caveat on that I am not a doctor and in any way, form, or shape, and I cannot diagnose. I can't diagnose anything. I can look into the energy of it and see maybe, if there's some blockages energetically or something like that. But, for true diagnoses, I would highly recommend that you still consult with your physician.
Okay. Well, I'll just skip the health question then. I'm just, I'm mostly worried that I haven't been making the right decisions lately. I'm kind of feel like I'm not really doing life well, if that makes sense.
It does.
Okay. Like my dad he's recently just got put into a nursing facility because he has a history of schizophrenia and he has cirrhosis of the liver, and he is getting the early signs of dementia, and we tried to keep him home as long as we could, and it wasn't working out. We can't be awake 24/7 watching him, so we had to do something, and he absolutely hates it there. He's miserable, and I need to try to get him moved somewhere else, maybe where he's happier. And I'm just kind of feeling like I haven't made the right decision there. And and I'm kind of in a limbo with my relationship too. Okay.
So as you were speaking of your father, as our parents get older, this is such a hard decision, and nobody likes to make these kinds of decisions. And so, I can understand how you're feeling, and not knowing if you're making the right decision. So what your guides are telling me right now is that you need to understand that you are most definitely making the best decision for your dad. It may not seem like it. He's not going to be happy there because he's not in his own environment, right? He is,
right.
This is a big change, and especially for elderly people who have maybe been in their houses for pretty much their entire lives, or a good portion of their lives. That is a real, it shakes them up, of course, emotionally, and it definitely rocks them inside and out. And so what they're showing me is that it's really not the facility that he's in, because they're showing me the facility he is in is a good facility. It's going to help him. It's going to take care of him. It's just that he's having a hard time adjusting to that. And if you move him to another facility, I think you're going to find kind of the same thing. He's not going to be happy there until he kind of gets, until he gets acclimatized. Yeah, until he gets climatized to the change and everything like that, there is going to be, some sadness and maybe even some anger around it.
Oh, there's been a lot, yeah, and I totally feel like he's not going to be happy anywhere but home.
Yeah, that's what I'm being shown. It really is.
Yeah, that's kind of, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah, the facility that you have him at are going to be able to, so if he's got the onsets of the dementia and things like that, they have the staff and they have the capabilities of handling your father and giving him the best care possible. They are showing me that to kind of help alleviate this. And I don't know if you live close enough there that you can visit frequently, even just stopping by, checking in with him, checking in with the
COVID.
staff. That's right. I'm sorry, COVID. Right.
I call him every few days. I don't call him every day like I should because it just brings me down and depresses me because he's down.
Right.
And our phone calls are getting a little bit better, so I'm calling him a little bit more than I was. But he's just so depressed, and it just brings me down. So I'm kind of a reader too, and I'm kind of intuitive. And when somebody is really negative, it just really hits me hard, and I feel what they feel, and I have a hard time calling them.
Right. Yeah, you are definitely that empath that I was just talking about here a few minutes as I got onto the show, and about feeling everybody's emotions and everybody's feelings, and so being that intuitive, you're going to have all of those empathic tendencies where you take them on as your own, and other people feeling depressed or anxious is really affecting you as well, right?
Yeah, it's very hard.
Right.
And when it's your own father, it's just really heartbreaking and hard.
It is.
And it makes me question myself on the decisions I've made, and nobody else in the family would help me. I was on my own. Well, my husband helped me, but other than my husband, I was on my own, and I'm the youngest. But yeah.
So I'm being shown. Is there a way? Are there in the facility? Are there windows, or are there windows in his room where maybe you could go stand outside the room and hold a sign that says, "Hi, we love you," or wave to him? They won't even
allow that.
Okay.
He's in the state of Illinois. I live on the borderline of Indiana and Illinois, and Illinois' COVID rules are really strict, because I asked his social worker if I could do something like that, and they said no.
Okay.
I don't even, and he's on stage 4 liver cirrhosis of the liver. Anything can rupture his liver, and and if that happens, he's gone. He passes away, and I'm really scared that I'm never going to see him again in person.
How about doing a FaceTime or some type of a call like that? Does he have means of a cell phone, or could one of the staff even go in for just a few minutes into his room so that you could FaceTime with him and have a face-to-face conversation?
Yeah, I could probably do that. I've thought of that. Now, my dad is very technology challenged. He doesn't know anything about FaceTime or anything like that. But his nurses and everything that I speak to are very nice, and they would probably help him, and they could probably help me come up with something like that.
I think that would be a really good. I think that interaction, that seeing that face to face right now, would be really important and really helpful for your dad. I know you can't do it in person, and depending on where he is with his stage, he may not understand why you can't come visit, or why all of this is happening. So having that little bit of face to face might help him through this process, and it's also going to help you through the process as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will keep that in mind. I will see if one of the staff people where he's at can help me FaceTime him, because just seeing each other's faces would maybe help. I think it would help a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we're all really craving right now in this COVID world, right? Is we're missing that real person to person interaction, right? And yes, you can Zoom and you can FaceTime, and right now in the position that we're in, that is really the closest we're going to get at this point. So just having that reassurance, I think, is going to really help your dad.
Okay. Can I ask one more thing, or
sure,
that's bothering me? Okay.
Yeah.
I've been
sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm having a hard time with my marriage right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that sense.
We've been married for 2 years. Well, it'll be 2 years. New Year's Eve is our anniversary. And I'm just kind of at a loss about what to do.
So I'm picking up from your loved ones that you guys are just going through a rough patch. I feel like you are seeing this as kind of like there is no other option, that this is kind of the end of the road and this could be it. I'm here to say that that's not the case right now. You guys are not seeing eye to eye. There are some things that you need to work through and talk through. And right now I'm being shown communication between the two of you is really tough.
Yes, it is.
I'm getting the sense that communication has not been an issue for you guys, that you guys actually have had really fantastic communication.
We are both bipolar, and we have a hard time remembering to take our medicines. And I think that might be part of it.
Right. Your team is showing me to set an alarm in your phone to reoccur every day.
Okay.
And so then that will remind each of you put that in your cell phone. So it's going to remind you, it's going to go off and you're going to go, oh, what was that reminder about? Oh, that's right. It's time to take my medicine, right? Because the state of the world, with everything going on around us, right, it's very easy to lose sight of things. We're discombobulated. We're not going to work in the same way that we are. Everything in our routine, in our lives, is kind of upside down, and we're still trying to figure out how to fit everything into that life. So it's really, really helpful and so important right now. It's something that that I even tell my husband, write notes, put little sticky notes around the house, put alarms in your phone about medications when it's time to take it. Because right now, it's really easy for anybody, right, to get off track. And so I think getting back on track like that, I mean, fill your house full of sticky notes if you have to, right, of little reminders. I even have to do that myself, right? And it may be frustrating to you or to your husband, but remember, this is only a very small portion of our lives right now that this is going on. And so you have to remember, we're not going to be in this state forever, right? And in the same way, you and your husband, you guys are not going to be in this place forever, right? There's a lot of things going on with, and communication, like I said, being the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And all you can do at this point is, oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to add, we have a roommate. One of his friends is renting a room off of us, and that has brought a lot of stress as well. More stress to him than me.
Yeah.
He doesn't really bother me that much, but my husband is, excuse my language, but he's going ape shit because his friend is driving him nuts. And
when you said that, I was
constantly complain. It's brought tension.
Yeah. When you said that there was a roommate, I got instantly no. That needs to change.
Oh,
if you have to, I don't know how the
helping us
situation.
money wise because we struggle with money a bit, and it splits our rent, and it helps us have more money. That's so.
Right.
But I do think he should go. I think you're right.
I think that you could find somebody else. It's just that this person is not the right fit. There's a lot of energetic connections between your husband and this person, and they're just not aligning. And this is also causing turmoil in your husband, which is then reflecting back on coming in between the two of you. So if you can help alleviate that problem.
I feel what other people feel, and it's making me really. It makes me feel the same way he's feeling because.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very intuitive. I'm a reader. I'm very intuitive. So.
Yeah. Becky, we are coming down to the last few seconds of our show, so I am going to have to say goodnight. I hope that I have helped you. It was such a pleasure speaking with you, so thank you for calling in this evening.
Okay, thank you very much for your energy. You've been very helpful. Thank you for calling so much.
Oh, you're so very welcome. Have a wonderful night.
You too, hon. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, that does it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have learned some interesting things with empaths. Check it out. Reach out to me on my Facebook page. My website is www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you next Thursday.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV. and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Avid Advice Live with Fia Johansson. Live from AvidAdviceLive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites.
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Avid Advice Live
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Times Square today. I am your host, Greg Roulette, and I am very excited for our next guest because she is known as the Persian Medium, the subconscious mind surgeon. She's a motivational speaker, clinical hypnotherapist, and celebrity psychic medium. This is going to be a fascinating conversation with my good friend, Fia Johansson. Fia, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
I'm so excited to talk about what you've been up to because you've been getting some major attention lately, some amazing work with law enforcement. You've recently been featured in Forbes, Wall Street. Like, what's going on? Like, let's just start there. What's been happening with you?
Yeah, I'm shocked too, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm honored to be featured on Forbes magazine and also co-authoring with Jack and Phil. And at the same time, I find my purpose.
Yeah.
And my purpose was about to help others. And I started my career with law enforcement when I was at the age of 17. And I started in Stockholm. And when I came to US, I feel that I have to do the same because I do have a gift. I could help people, 1 million of them worldwide.
Yeah.
And why not? They need me and I need them to make them to feel good, relief. And then every families who reached out to me because of their missing persons, because of a lot of other individual cases, the most important part was if I can bring any relief and
Right.
any happiness to them.
Yeah.
Which for me was a blessing when I could feel that I could at least actually give them some closure for their thought, their emotional feelings, and then, connection with themselves again.
Exactly. Yeah, families, we need a lot of that right here, right now, today. Why do you think this is all happening now, right? Was it a certain case? Was it just you saying, I need to break? Like, why is all this attention coming your way now? The books, the media, the new business, like, why now?
I've always been around media, but this time, because of a couple of cases that I can't mention because of the security reason, I've been very known, and those cases been kind of huge cases, and Forbes got attention. That was a blessing.
Yeah.
And that was a feeling actually that I had, and then they reached out, they wanted to feature me, and then after that everything, and I'm actually going to be featured on Wall Street Journal in July.
Wow.
So I had an interview with iHeartRadio today. They reached out after they saw Forbes, and it was amazing. People ask me, are you just finding missing people? Or are you kind of like just working with the law enforcement? No, I don't. I actually work with individual cases with people, like when people wants to talk to me and communicate with me, ask me about anything and everything.
Yeah.
It could be their love life, it could be their investments, it could be any other type of the cases, like as a business entrepreneur that they do have. So that's what I do. Actually help them
So
out.
when does someone seek out a medium? At what point in their journey, whether it's for a missing person, for a loved one, for like their own life, when do they seek you out? Are you the last resort to help give me closure to the case, or are people starting to really see the value in bringing you into a case early?
Definitely when all the cases are starting, so they know already about like what's going on around that case. but sometimes it's very hard to put all the puzzles together to find that specific person or that specific crimes. So that's why, especially cold cases, so that's why when I came in the middle, I'm receiving those messages, I'm connecting, and at the same time, I help them to put more puzzles together and more communication with people, and that would make them to succeed faster.
Now, is this something that law enforcement has been using for forever? Is this something new to them?
It's not something new. CIA actually used psychics for so many years, and also other law enforcement also using psychic. Google using psychics, and but it's not every person. So you have to have a talent, you have to have a gift, and they are not a joke. If you are not deliver, if you are just pretending or acting, nothing good is going to happen. So you have to have the gift, you have to have a talent, and they want to see the proof and test.
Yeah.
And believe me or not, you know, I think and I believe so strongly, law enforcement, they do have some psychic abilities by themselves because they knew what's going on, but they are not really believing in their inner voice or their thought and subconscious until they get in connect, example, with me, and I'm just like, well, you already found it, but you pass it down. Why? Because you doubted about it. So we do all have. We are based on energies. We pick up energies. We're receiving energies, but we have to listen and we have to connect with that energies.
What do you think it is that makes you unique? Like, why do they bring you in for these cases?
Because I'm stubborn and because I'm telling law enforcement what to do and not to do. And if they are not listening, I'm getting out from the room. And they know me. People who actually worked for me in the past, they know I'm real and I'm serious. People who may just shaking hand with me just because of other sources that have been interviewed or introduced by. So then they kind of like, it takes time for them, maybe about 24 hours or 48 hours to get to know me. After that, they would say, well, whatever you says, yes, we do.
I love that. And the stubbornness is taking you to really good places right now. I love it. Where do you want this to go? Like, so the writing the books, the getting the attention, working with law enforcement, working with, like, where do you see yourself growing this?
I have no roof. There's no roof for me. And as long as I can help other people, that's exactly what life is. I mean, I think I do have a gift just because of one purpose. Just be there for people and let people bring love and happiness to you. And as long as I know and I feel and I breathe, I would love to help as many as I can. So people who want to talk to me about their personal issues, because I'm a clinical hypnotherapist too, so I'm removing addiction, any type of addictions with hypno.
Yeah.
I'm also actually having master degrees, psychologist master degrees from actually University of Stockholm. So basically, I can do a lot for people as far as I did. All my life, like at the age of 7.5 when I found about my abilities.
Yeah.
From that time until now, everything is just rock for me.
I love that. Now, this is a fun question we ask everybody on the show. If you could go back in time, right? So whether this is you just starting your business, maybe it was when you were young and you found out these abilities, if you could give yourself a piece of advice, knowing now what you know and where this has taken you, what would you tell yourself?
Be your own leader. Lead yourself and always be yourself. Never try to pretend to be somebody. Never try to change yourself just because someone or somebody or some country wants it you to be. Bring your unique personality. Tap into your talent and energies and just bring inspiration to people. When we are sending love and inspiration, we are receiving the same.
Yeah.
So just be yourself, be happy, and be thankful.
I love that. Now, if someone is watching this right now, and I know they are, and they're like, I need a Persian medium in my life, I need her to help my organization, like, where can they learn more? Where do they see how you can actually help them?
I do have a platform named Avid Advice, A-V-I-D. Advice, avidadvice.com. So people can reach out through my avidadvice.com platform. I do have Instagram, Persian Medium basically. Just type Persian Medium.
Love it.
I have over 1,200,000 followers already, so I would love to have more followers. So, and also avidawakening.com is my place in Corona del Mar, Newport Beach.
Okay.
But right now the waiting list is about like February 23rd, 2020. But people who would love to meet me face-to-face, I would say go to Fiona@avidawakening.com, send an email, and I will be there for you in no time.
Lots of different ways to learn more, lots of different ways to contact you. Please reach out because she can help you, whether it's getting closure or learning more or getting that insight into what you need to know. Fia, thank you so much for being a guest here
Thank you so
today.
much. Thank you.
Definitely. And we'll be back with more from Times Square today in just a minute.
Welcome back to the Global Entrepreneurship Initiative. I'm excited to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Fia Johansson, who's better known as the Persian medium and subconscious mind surgeon. She's a multi-talented motivational speaker, clinical hypnotherapist, and celebrity psychic medium. An author who works closely with law enforcement to help locate missing people and solve difficult criminal cases with detectives and as well as private investigators. Throughout her career, she's helped thousands of people identify personal roadblocks to help them truly believe in their own path to success, whatever that dream may be. Her greatest passion in life is helping others achieve their ultimate dreams and desires, teaching people to believe that truly anything is possible. Please help me welcome to the stage Ms. Fia Johansson.
Well, hello everyone. I love the spirit in this room. Really, I do. You guys having amazing spirits, which actually helping millions of people so far. As Nick said, my name is Fia Johansson. I'm a medium and subconscious mind surgeon. I will share a couple of my stories of my life, which both kind of funny, at the same time a little bit hurtful, but good to know about how the medium could feel sense as a person. I was at the age of 7.5 when I found that I have some sort of power. Of course, first it was kind of odd, a little bit difficult to understand myself, and I kind of like felt something is not correct with me because I could see, feel, and sense things before things happened. I went to my mom and asked, "What's wrong with me?" "Nothing, you're good." "Should I take you to the doctor?" "No, I don't know, but I can feel and sense that something crazy is going to happen to my grandma," example. "Something is going to happen to my uncle," and all this stuff. However, they're trying to tell me to don't say anybody when you feel and sense something bad is going to happen to them, because I don't wanted them to be scared and see that we should not be even near them. I says, okay, at the age of 7.5, I should just like not saying anything and just relax. At the age of 11, I found one of the most hurtful untruths about my life, which was completely true. I found out that my grandma, who actually I knew and I felt as a mom, is just my grandma and not my mom. My grandpa was my grandpa and not my father. My uncles, they never been my brothers and they've been just my uncles. And my mom, not ever been my sister, and she always been my mother. But this truth been always held and hidden by my family until my grandma passed away. Before that, I had a life as a princess, spoiled completely, and they would definitely give me anything and everything what I want. After she passed, I figured I don't have anyone anymore. My mom is too young. I don't have no feelings as a daughter and mother connections. I feel completely lost, and I found myself, what should I do now? I do have some gift that could help me so far, but should I just like push myself down and see that, oh, this is a trauma, I have to just like be depressed, now I lost this and that, and I found the truth about my life? And I found about my father. Who is my father? Somebody. Where is he? Another country. Okay. I tell myself, get up, stop it right now. It doesn't matter which family you had. It doesn't matter what they told you. It doesn't matter what happened. What it matters right now is to open the new chapter in your life. And I will completely left alone by myself without anybody to taking care of myself. At the age of 14, I asked my uncle, who left Iran to Stockholm, Sweden, if there is possibility to take me there. He said, maybe or maybe not, but I will do my best. 3 months later, I felt and I sensed I will be there. I'm not belonging in this country anymore, and I don't want to. I went to Sweden, Stockholm, and waited that my uncle is going to come and pick me up. Nobody showed up. Gosh, again, I'm here. My uncle is not here, and I don't even know that language. I couldn't speak English. Nothing. Okay. Then, Miss Fia, you are here with nobody again. So what happened? I tell myself, you are deaf and you are blind. Deaf and blind. What a deaf and blind person can do? I can't talk to anybody, I can't see anything, but I have to activate some other power inside of my body again at the age of 14. So I tried to communicate with people, tried to talk or communicate with some officers and ask about, like, where am I? I know that I'm in Stockholm, but I don't even know where to go. So basically I found some hotel and stayed there and just like think about like what happened with my uncle. So I found out that he had a car crash almost a couple hours before that he went to come and pick me up. So they take 1 month for me and for him to recover, to come out after coma and come and find me. So in 1 month, I was left over in a country with the minus 30 degrees. I mean it, minus 30 degrees, and I'm not joking. I could feel that I can't breathe sometimes, but I could have a lot of, ice in my nose and my ears and everything. Whatever I felt, you know what? Fia, you do have a power. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, build the new chapter. Again, this is your second chapter in another country. So I prayed, I connect to my divine, I sense, and all of a sudden, 3 families, without even knowing who they are, what they are up to, they reach out to me out of nowhere. How? I went out to the Starbucks, but basically there is no Starbucks. It was something, looked like or similar to Starbucks, and saw some lady that's sitting there and crying. I went and said, well, I can't speak. What should I say? Okay, the only things that I can do is a love language. Maybe I should hug her. Maybe I should just like say, I'm here. And it was a Swedish girl, of course, blondie, and I'm kind of like a black hair. Well, that maybe she's going to get scared a little bit. But I says, like, don't worry about it. Just go and get it done. So I did that. And she hugged me so hard. Was like, what's going on? What's happened to you? She's starting to talk. I couldn't understand. Barely nothing. Swedish language? Come on, guys. You guys don't want to even learn. It's very difficult and very hard. I said, okay, it's just continue and continue. I felt and see that she lost the baby, or actually the baby was missed in the past of almost 4 years. And she basically went to the family and asked questions about, like, where can I go? How can I find? Because it was in another state, and they come back to the Stockholm, and then she all of a sudden just break down. I said, I can help you. I feel where the baby is, or somehow I can see the baby. They didn't understand what I'm saying. I was like, oh my gosh, what should I say? It's like translating. I do remember that day. So basically after almost 2 hours, some Persian family, who they could actually speak my language, finally Persian, so they could understand exactly what I'm talking, because they've been closest friend to that Swedish family. My career started at the age of 14 in Stockholm. Just 2 months after, I landed in this minus 30 degrees of country. So my point is, whatever I had in my life, I've always been thankful and grateful. I never said why I don't. I never said why me. I never said how. I always say, come on, get up, find a way, go, that's it. So never give up. And I always learn myself, don't be logic, be biologic. Because that's the only way you can feel and sense yourself and others. Always send love and receive love. Never give up about your goals. And of course, the first month, because I did not have enough money, I left with almost 120 crackers and waters. And it's possible. As a human, we can live with 120 crackers and water every day, which I did because I did not have money, no place to go, countries with no language. Then after that, I feel like I have to build my company. I built my company almost 3 years later. It was about like $4.5 million company with almost 55 Swedish employees. And what I did that, not just helping police officers and private investigators and all this stuff, I did this because I feel that Swedish people rejected me one after each other. Why? Because I'm come from another country. I said, you know what? I make a decision now. I am going to build my own company, and you are going to pick me to hire you. This is me now, Fia Johansson. So now I'm not going to be a blondie lady, but I'm going to be the black hair lady with a lot of power of will. So my will power make my company became super successful back in Stockholm. Almost 8 years ago, I felt that I have to move to America. I find my love of my life. And when I come here, I thought, okay, you left your country, the way that you love, basically after so many years, and now you want to just start from scratch. So I knew about 5 languages already, but my English was not good at all. So I couldn't barely speak English. I was like, okay, start it again, Miss Fia. Now this time, maybe English is much easier than and faster than Swedish. So that was all I had. And now I have over $5.5 million, almost $6 million company, and actually have over 250 employees worldwide that are working for me in America. So everything is possible, even you don't know about the language. So remember that deaf and blind always will help you and send love and passion to yourself and anything and everything you want. Everything is possible. There is somebody's mom here. She directed to you right now.
Fia was actually channeling my mother.
I have her right now with me.
She passed away 3 years ago.
She says, forgive me.
Hearing from my mom was amazing.
What she told you before, 3 days before she passed.
That she loves me and that she'll see me soon.
She's directing me another woman in the room. Please.
My grandmother was my mentor growing up.
There's 2 women that directed by her right now. You and her. She's talking about the man that she was concerned, and she's still concerned, and she asked for forgiveness for that man as well.
The man that she brought forward to forgive, that's my brother.
She's telling you to stop being weak. Bring more confidence into your life.
You know, we're all at different points in our lives. We've all been through different experiences, traumas, excitements, joy.
She's proud of you. You're quick on something. You stopped something that was very hard for you to do.
You wouldn't think that 10 years ago that I was addicted to drugs.
She says, I'm proud of you. Continue.
I never stopped asking the universe to show me the way.
She's talking about your pain. Let it go.
I don't have to have that story anymore. I don't have to hold on to the story of my pain, of my past, of my trauma. Today, I can let it go.
Let it go! She said, can you forgive me?
Yes.
Say goodbye to all things that could stop you to succeed, to feel good, to connect with your soul. Say yes high.
Yes.
Loud.
Yes.
Louder.
Yes.
She's asking you, can you forgive that person? She's directing someone else. She's directing a man. She's directing someone. Can you forgive that person? Can you forgive that person for her? Loud!
Yes, I forgive him.
Why you do forgive him? She want to know.
I forgive him for myself.
You are worthy enough to do everything for yourself. Not for anybody else, for yourself.
I know that takes a lot from her, but she gives. And she gives and she gives.
She's asking you to be strong, to be powerful, to be connected to your soul. You don't need anyone's affection and approval to be perfect. You are already perfect. Believe in yourself.
Yes.
Just say, yes, I do believe in myself.
Yes, I do believe in myself.
Louder!
Yes, I do believe in myself.
Louder!
Yes, I do believe in myself. And I believed in her.
We're all from Brooklyn, New York, so there was a very Jewish Italian community there where people's homes were open and they would intermingle and share their faiths, share their food.
She's talking about backyard. She's talking about the trees. She's talking about dishes. She's talking about the chicken. She's talking about the chair. She's talking about everything. Please direct her what she's trying to say.
Nana's house.
Yes, my mom's house. We all lived together. I mean, they lived there with my mom and my dad. They were always together. We were always together, always cooking. She actually made a better chicken parmesan than my mother.
Yeah, hers was better. But don't tell her that.
Yeah, don't tell my mom that.
Don't tell Nana.
There is a power in sadness. There is a power in pain. And the power comes when you overcome it.
Talking to her really, really helped me, I think. It's definitely gonna kind of just clear my mind of all the negative thoughts that I had.
My father, Congressman Ron Dellums, who passed away a year and a half ago, visited FIA.
Today was a day to remember Ron Dellums, who in 1970 brought to Congress an anti-war and anti-apartheid stance that was branded as radical and dangerous.
Oh my God. He's asking, do you remember my hand?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember what I told you?
Yeah.
Do you remember why I told you?
Yeah.
Dellums' youngest daughter, Piper, is proud that her father became an early voice against oppression in South Africa, applying pressure that would one day bring an end to apartheid.
You said, take my legacy, take my mantle. You're the smartest person I know. Go into the world and heal the land and do it in your way.
You know, Ron never gave up. He never became bitter. He loved people.
This is not my hand, this is your dad. He wanted you to tell again, louder, louder and clear, what he told you.
I'm passing you my mantle, I'm passing you my anointing, and passing it to you. You're the smartest one that I know. Run. There's so much work to be done. Run, run, run and heal the world, and don't stop. Do it in your way. Run, baby girl. Do it in your way.
So she's spoken to me like a sister, but also like an angel.
He said, I saw you when you cried in front of that candle. Why did you cry?
She's given me the faith and trust and support that was being given me by my dad before he left. So she's done this beautiful transition of allowing me not to feel the void of his leaving.
I don't know where to go when I'm not speaking with you, or I just don't know how to feel safe in the world without you in it.
In the area where I don't have a female in my life, because I don't have a relationship with my mother, and I don't have a sister. She has stepped in with the feminine to remind me that I am also loved and purposeful and beautiful and worthy, that I'm valuable.
It's not just me that tried to basically sending her messages and changing her. So she changed me in so many ways as well.
So our silly song goes this way. We are the key to do more than just let it be. The key to our destiny. is in the hands of our humanity. His love is more than a philosophy, 'cause we are the key.
We are the key.
We are the
but
key.
diamonds key.